my football fans, and welcome to the Touchdown Lady podcast. I'm your host, Sandy, where we talk football and a whole lot more. And football makes me crazy. So let's just get into it. So September 5th was the first regular season game for the NFL. That was a Thursday night, and boy, was it a good matchup. We had a rematch between Kansas City and the Ravens. Now, both these teams met in the playoffs last year, and Kansas City wound up beating the Ravens. So the Ravens came in there with a little bit of a vengeance, even though they was playing in Kansas City. And, the Ravens were the underdogs in this game. But overall, it was a good game. They lived up to the hype. There was a lot of fast pace, it was just a good game. And unfortunately, the Ravens didn't win this game. But let's talk about Lamar Jackson. He came in there, he looks good. My understanding, he lost some weight. He was a little faster in there. He was in the pocket. He is working with a new O-line. They haven't really played with each other before. So it's some adjustments that they need to make on some offense. But Lamar Jackson went in there, and he did the best that he could to try to win this game. It just did not work out for him. But he did wind up with 273 yards. Mahomes had 291 yards and 1 interception. Lamar didn't have any of the interceptions and any touchdowns. But overall, it was a good game for a Thursday night to get the season started. And it was really good. It was a good showing. So, like I said, the first week of football, all the teams got to make adjustments. They got to find out what worked and what didn't work. So now we're going to move on to the next game. It was the first NFL Friday game, September 6th. It had the Eagles versus Green Bay. They played in Brazil, and I had a good time watching this game. This game was awesome to watch. Let me just say that. Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts went at it. The Eagles and the Green Bay, they was going back and forth throughout the whole game. The Eagles had a running game. Every time they ran the ball, you had Jordan Love and the Green Bay coming back with the pass. But Jalen Hurts did throw an interception in the first quarter. He had to settle down. Like I said, he had to settle down. In the second quarter, he settled down. And once the Eagles started doing the run game, it was on. So that's what they stuck with that night, was a run game. On the other side, when you got the Green Bay and Love, they had the passing game going on, and it went back and forth. It was a battle all the way to the end. It was a very good game. You got to check out the highlights of this game. Even the fans in Brazil was different. It just felt really nice to see that even though we love the game in America, other countries love the game as well, and it was a really good game. Go and check that game out between the Eagles and Green Bay. But I just want to shout out, too, Jordan Love got hurt in the fourth quarter. He hurt his knee, and he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. They said 3 to 6 weeks he's going to be out. He has a sprained MCL. I really don't know what that means, but he will be out for a couple of weeks. So I hope he's feeling better on that. So let's get into the Sunday games that I watched. And like I said, this is the first week 1 of Sunday games, and boy, it was good. Now, we have an upset between the Patriots versus the Bengals. Now, the Patriots went out to Cincinnati to play the Bengals in their opening game. And let me tell you, the Patriots surprised everyone, even me. I had the Bengals winning this one at home, meaning that, they was home, Joe Burrow was back, and they had a good defense. That did not show up for the Bengals. I don't know what happened there, but let me tell you about the Patriots. They came in there with a plan, and they stuck to their plan. They was well prepared, well coached, little bit of errors, not as much errors that they did in the offseason. That did not happen in this game, this Sunday game, and they pretty much dominated the whole game. Once the Patriots got into a running game, they just dominated over the Bengals all the way to the end of this game. So congratulations to Jamrod Mail and the Patriots and the whole Patriots staff and the offensive line, because I didn't think the offensive line was that great, but they came in there and they took the win away from the Bengals at home. So congratulations to the Patriots again with the first upset of the season. I don't know what the Bengals are going to do, because this Sunday coming up, they will be facing Kansas City and Taylor Swift this Sunday. So the Bengals they got to correct the errors and what things they need to do real fast. But I want to talk about the next game that I watched. It was the Chargers and the Raiders. This also was a good game. Everybody knows the Raiders are a tough team physically, and it showed in this game with the Chargers. They was physical all the way to the end of this game. At one point, the Raiders did seem like they had control over the game. all the way to about the fourth quarter, and then the Chargers came back. They got a new head coach, Jim Harbaugh, and he got that team back in the fourth quarter, and they wound up beating the Raiders 10-22. But the whole game, the Raiders were controlling that game. They wasn't doing too much with the Chargers, but in the fourth quarter, like I said, Chargers came back, and they came back and won this game. They took over the fourth quarter, and they wound up winning this game from the Raiders. But I can't wait to see what's going to happen in this division. This is the AFC West Division. They got Kansas City, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chargers. Now that Jim Harbaugh's coaching the Chargers, there's a new coach in that division. He needs business. I like his style. So we got to wait and see. It could be some more upsets coming on this season. Like I said, 2024 season, I had a good feeling about this season. It's going to be some real surprises this season. But the next thing I want to get into is the Rams versus the Lions. Now, this is like a rematch of the NFC playoff game between these two teams that met last year, and the Lions wind up winning. So, again, this was a good game between these two. You got Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff. It was going back and forth. The game was really good. It was a really close game. But it wound up going to overtime, and the Lions wind up winning. But the whole game, it was a battle between these two teams. I mean, really, the Rams are tough. They're tough. They're not no easy win. This was not an easy win for Jared Goff and the Lions. So Matthew Stafford, there only could be one winner, but Matthew Stafford and the Rams did a good job. Like I said, in order for the Lions to come up with this win, they had to go into overtime. When they went into overtime in this game, the Rams did not get a chance to get the ball. They lost the coin toss to the Lions. So Jared Goff and them got the ball, and they was able to possess the ball and go downfield and score and win the game. So, but it was a good game overall. Like I said, these two teams were tough. It was tough. But now I want to talk about Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, everybody know that Dak Prescott in Dallas was going back and forth with his contract extension. Well, they reached the agreement hours before Dallas was supposed to play the Browns. Dak Prescott signed a 4-year extension worth $240 million, $231 million guaranteed money. That's a lot of money. He's the highest paid quarterback right now, $60 million a year. $60 million a year Dak Prescott is now going to make. Now, after he signed that contract, they went in there and played the Browns, and they wound up beating the Browns 33-17. I thought the Browns were going to have a better showing since they had the #1 defense last year. Well, it did not work out for them this week, the first week, and they wound up losing bad to the Dallas, 33-17. Like I said, this is the first week of football. Tonight is the wrap-up of the first week of football. We're going to have the 49ers versus the Jets. That's Aaron Rodgers versus Brock Purdy. Now, everybody know that the Jets didn't do so well last year. When Aaron Rodgers went out, they had to use Zach Wilson for the quarterback, and their offense was not great at all. But their defense always had a decent defense for the Jets. So we're going to see what's going to happen in this game with Aaron Rodgers coming back. We have to see what the identity they're going to take on that field as far as offense. Like I said, this is Aaron Rodgers' first game back after being out for a year with his injury. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with the Jets in this game. On the other side, Brock Purdy, you know, they 49ers are coming in that stack. They got all their main players in there. They got Ayuk, they got Debo, they got Kittle, they got McCaffrey. So they're already prepared. So this should be a good Monday Night Football game to end week 1 of the NFL regular season games. So I'm looking forward to that. And this has been a wonderful time. I hope you guys enjoyed it with me. Football makes me a little crazy, so you're going to see me getting a little crazy. But if you want to reach out and get in contact with me, have any questions or something you want me to ask on the air or talk about on the air, you can email at touchdownladies@gmail.com. Again, that's touchdownladies@gmail.com. I'll be happy to get some emails from you guys. Yeah. And this has been fun. And this has been the Touchdown Ladies podcast. And I'll talk to you later.